What a crazy day. I had to go to the ER last night. That was fun. Just gotta relax. I gotta be super careful with all this because it is nuts today. Oh man, on the way over here, I saw so many people almost get in accidents, like slamming on their brakes, trying to avoid each other and shit. So we're gonna go this way. And there's a light dousing of rain today, so that's cool. Oh God, come on. Really? Ugh. People can't drive, man. Alright. I just want to get on Charleston so I can make my way to the freeway. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Woof. Yeah, now that reminded, I went up to pick up a Christmas tree. It's on sale, $30. You can't say no to that when all Christmas trees that are halfway decent are like $100 plus. So $30 for an Xmas tree, I'll take it. And I don't know how I'm getting home. There's multiple different ways. I'm thinking of just cutting over to the freeway. I don't know. See, I could go on Fort Apache. I'm just gonna, yeah. I'll cut over. Come on. There we go. I'll just go down Fort Apache. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I wanted to see how everyone's doing, this, that, and the other. Yeah, let me kick things off, man. This UPS thing is killing me. It's like, this is how they have it set up. It's so screwy. So, they have it, the way they have it organized is I have to wake up at 6 a.m., I get a call or a text between 6 a.m. and 10, and they let me know if they need my help. In the last couple days, excluding yesterday, but Wednesday and today, I got a text saying, hey, there's been some complications with the scheduling. We're short on trailers, so even though we need helpers, we only have a very limited amount that we can actually, there's only a limited amount of helpers that we can get, so you're not on that list. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And Wednesday they said, oh, we're going to need you Friday and Saturday. And I'm like, perfect, I'll do Friday and Saturday, no problem. Friday and Saturday come, and Saturday tomorrow we'll find out. But today, I get a message basically saying the same thing as Wednesday, like, oh, sorry, we're still limited, so we're not going to need you today. I'm like, all right, fine. So here's the irritating thing, is I've set time in my schedule for my availability for, like, TaskRabbit stuff, is that I'm only available in the afternoon. But because I've only been available in the afternoon, it cuts off. And a lot of people want jobs in the morning. They want it done sooner rather than later. And also, that time request for those early jobs for IKEA jobs, I've been out of because my availability has been the way it has. So I've gone through, I've updated my availability to whenever. So basically the way it's going to work now is I'm going to just book whatever jobs I can. And if I'm working while they need me, then oh well. Because the thing is, there's no set future schedule. It's like an on-call thing, and it's like, I'll be on call, but I can't put my whole life on pause waiting for a phone call from you guys when, historically, every time that I've tried to get anything, it's been a big fat, oh, never mind, we're not going to need you. That's another opportunity for work I could have done. So, it took this week to kind of get my head around it, and now that I have a better understanding of how they have it set up, I'm just going to go forward and just do it my way. Where it's like, hey, it's on call, so if I'm available, I'm available. If not, oh well. So I was hoping to get a lot more work because the way that they described it, this is the way they described it. It's like, yeah, it's part-time seasonal, but realistically, you're going to be pulling almost 40 hours a week. That's what the interviewer told me. And it's like, because we're going to need you a lot. And realistically, no, the helpers are there for a very short amount of time. They just help for whatever set block they're supposed to work, like 2-3 hours, whatever. And they're pretty firm about it too. It's like the driver that I drove with is like, oh, Could use you for the rest of the trips, but you're only slotted for 2 hours, so I have to drop you off. That's fine. It's just so weird how they have it set up, and I get it because it is a crazy time of year, so I'm not knocking them for that. Their system is set up how it is, but it doesn't work very well with me because it hinders my progression as far as revenue is concerned. So I've decided, all right, well, that's not panning out the way I wanted it to. I'm still going to. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So now I'm just going to go get a Diet Coke for the missus and then head home. So they got the tree, and I got to clean and stuff. There's stuff at the house I got to do today. I am on call for TaskRabbit. I got a job request from a guy. He needs me to go to his place and cut a dog door for him, basically. Like a foot away from his sliding door or whatever, and he needs me to cut. He says, "Oh, I just cut a hole in the stucco for a dog door." It's like, you're asking for a lot more than that. I have to have the right size of the dog door. Then I have to have lumber because I have to cut not just the stucco. I have to cut the wood. Make sure there's no electrical, all this, that, and the other. Then I have to frame it back up. So some of these jobs, I get it. People want to save money, so they go to places like TaskRabbit or a lot of these gig economy places. They go to a lot of these gig economy places, hoping to offset some costs. They want to make things cheap for themselves, and I get it from a consumer standpoint. But a lot of these requests, they're a lot more involved. We're talking this guy, to have a company come out and do this, it's going to be like $150 because you're asking for a lot more than just cutting a hole in stucco. To do this job that you want done properly in a way that we're not going to get hemmed up for in the future, we have to do the job right. And in order to do the job right, it requires certain skills, it requires certain tools. The job that you're requesting on paper, it's like anyone can get a butter knife and cut stucco. It's no problem. But in reality, this world that we live in, it requires what you're asking requires a significant amount more. It requires more tools. It requires more skill and experience. Thing for me is I don't have this experience. Well, minimal experience cutting into stucco, no experience framing, and what's the other one? Oh Christ. Fuck me. I don't even know, man. What was it? Oh, I don't have the tools. I don't have a saw. I don't have a sawzall or a skill saw. I don't have a nailer or anything like that. I just don't have the stuff for what this guy wants. So I was like, "Hey man, I don't have the tools necessary to do this for you." And then he canceled. Which is fine because I can't do that job anyway. Another thing is I hate it when clients downplay jobs. It's like it'll be this really big job, right? And the client will be like, "Oh, it'll only take an hour." Or there's this one customer I had. They were bunk beds, and she was like, "Oh, I have 2 of these bunk beds I need you to put up, so it should only take an hour." And I was like, "Why is it? You have 2 of them. Why is it only going to take an hour?" And I got the information from her and I looked it up, and it's like, "Well, the instructions say it only takes an hour." I'm like, "Yeah, but you have 2 of them, so 2 of them should be 2 hours." And also in the instructions it says it'll take 2 hours for 2 people. This isn't, you're only hiring me, and I work pretty quick, but it's going to take a little bit longer. You're looking between 3 to 4 hours. That's my window on bunk beds. For when you do 2 of them, So here's the thing. There are some things from IKEA. So I'm a part of this group on Facebook, and I don't. Once again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. There's a certain bunk bed that's pretty popular from IKEA. It's got storage built into it and stuff, and a desk or whatever. There's different options you can do with it. But there's this particular bunk bed, and I've done these bunk beds in 2 hours, and some people are saying it takes them forever. And there are certain drawers, dressers, whatever, that people say that take forever, and I'm able to do them pretty quick. Usually it's because I have a pretty spacious amount of room. There's different factors and everything. See, I may not want to be doing this type of work for the rest of my life. I might come out and tell you guys, like, this isn't for me. I don't like this. But at the end of the day, to be perfectly honest, there's something cathartic about going to a job, getting someone's furniture, and building it. It keeps me busy. I'm there. I'm active. I'm doing something. I got something I can hone in on, something I can focus, and I get money out of it. So I really don't mind. Like, furniture assembly is like the number one thing I do. Mounting, I would say is I'm pretty good with. I do take a while. I'm not saying I take too long to mount, but I'm very thorough when I mount. Very, very thorough. Oh my God. All right. This is gonna take a lot longer than I anticipated. Whatever. No one would let me over, and this is a mandatory right turn lane. But that guy's not turning right, so neither will I. Just need to go get a drink. Anyway, why am I talking about these little grievances? Mace, why are you complaining? And I'll tell you exactly why. Because my next novel. Hold on. Hello.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, can I get a large number 1, please?
Large number 1. What's the drink?
A Diet Coke, and can I get that with extra mac sauce?
Extra mac sauce with Big Mac. Okay, back to the order.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be $7.89 per window, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So my next novel is going to be nonfiction. I've kind of had an idea about it for a while now, and I talked a little bit about it yesterday, day before, whatever. I've talked about it recently in streams. And dude, seriously, I think it's great. It's basically my time in the gig economy, my different stories, this, that, and the other. I gotta I'm just gonna, basically what I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna be writing out all these different jobs that I went to and the experience I had from them. And the writing process is going to be really smooth because I don't really have to come up with anything. Like writing Shelter, it's very creative. When you're writing fiction, you're creating this world, you're creating characters, you have to pay attention to all these different things. With nonfiction, it's kind of like just me writing a journal, essentially, and structuring it appropriately. So the editing is going to be interesting because I don't want to keep repeating myself throughout this thing, because all of these stories are independent of themselves. So if I touch on something in a story, and if I go into it hey, I experienced this on this job, and then I give advice on that one particular thing, I don't want to reiterate that in the future, because then the story of the book itself would become redundant because I'm relaying the same information time and time again. So I think what I'll do is there are going to be certain jobs that because I got to outline most of it, and there's going to be certain jobs, and I'm like, okay, these are the jobs I'm going to talk about. This, and the other.
How you doing? A Big Mac, large meal.
Love you guys. Mace Valor signing off.